Today I fucked up, a DIY almost killed me. DIY almost killed me. Today I fucked up. Well, actually Saturday. This is a long detailed version and I hope it's worth it to you all. I am a pretty handy figure shit out on YouTube if I don't know kind of guy. Raised to change oil, brakes, lighting etc., and 12 years in the army fixing helicopters and doing intel. I can also be a cheap ass when it comes to hiring anyone. Wheel the wifey and I bought a new home that was built in '83 and we knew it needed stuff. One of the many things was new insulation. I opted to not pay someone the $4,000 we were quoted by several and do it ourselves for $800 in material costs. I researched plenty to determine what our value in size and type faced/unfaced. Hell, wife even built the drywall boxes to fireproof the lighting fixtures to seal and so insulation wouldn't run next to it. I also built a raised floor in the attic so it didn't compress the insulation and inhibit the performance. Fast forward, and we are in our special onesie throwaway coveralls with hoods, masks, rubber gloves. This detail is important for what follows: eye protection and laying the insulation without difficulty. One of the tools I bought for the job is an insulation knife. Think of it like a 10-inch steak knife with a sharp point and actually sharp. You have to cut insulation to get around things like the boxes we built, or joists. It's the last bat and I'm alone in the second attic crawl space. Big door to enter, climb over vents to get to the spot needing insulation. Wife is on the other side of the door feeding me the huge bags. I am cutting through one to shape it out to go around an obstacle and the knife gets hung up. I'm in the football take a knee stance cutting, and apply more tension and the knife breaks through and speedily comes straight down. About 2 seconds later I felt a very small stinging sensation, much like poking yourself with a safety pin or sewing needle. Instinctively I put my hand to where I felt it and feel wetness. Alarm bells instantly sound. I yell, "Fuck, babe, I think I just stabbed myself really bad." She's like, "What?" Meanwhile, I think, I need to get out of this trapped spot fast like. I hurdle the pile of supplies, dive out the crawl space, and start to head downstairs, and with every stride I'm removing first the hood, then safety glasses, mask, and now I can start to unzip the onesie, starting to see red coming through. At the top of our carpeted stairs I unzip it almost all the way, just about to nether area, and slip my arms out. Blood shoots out over the wall and I take one more step, 4 steps to the bottom where there's tile, and immediately sit down and put my hands over it stacked and apply intense pressure. Say, "Babe, call 911. She does, and I don't know where her calmness of resolve came from. Because she always gets pukey and looks about to pass out whenever I bleed before lol. The 911 operator tells her to get a towel and put pressure on it. She brings one of our nice kitchen towels that I like and matches our dishes. Without missing a beat I say, "No, not that one. Get a crappy one." I thought she was getting one to clean up blood. I then hear the operator tell her to apply pressure with the towel. I say, "Fuck that, babe. Remember, military, combat lifesaver, I know how to treat trauma wounds like this. I have a perfect seal with these gloves. Told you it would be key before." At this point my body is going into shock, and I am shaking and starting to feel lightheaded. She's looking at me like, "OMG, what can I do? Ambulance, hurry the F up" is written all over her face. I look up at her and say, "Now don't freak out, but I am probably going to pass out. I'm not dead, but I've lost blood and probably going in shock. Put your hands on mine and press hard and don't let up, even if looks like you are causing me pain." Without missing a beat, bam, she assumes a position of like she's about to give my thigh CPR and knocks the pressure out of the park. Ambulance arrives, all the neighbors are like, "WTF is going on?" and I take a ride to the hospital to sit for 6 hours waiting for stitches. Came home in our wonderful fire department, cleaned all the blood off the tile floor and discarded all blood-soaked items. I am immensely grateful for the speed and care they took to save me, but I was very happy for them cleaning up, which was not expected. Apparently I had the recognition to slide down the stairs to be mostly on the tile to bleed out, only 5 small drops on the carpet, the walls though, different story lol. Moral of the story is, if ever a paramedic in an ambulance offers you pain meds, say yes please. Don't be a tough guy dumbass like me and ask for an ice pack and water. Because the hospital will likely suck and you'll be like me, freezing and in pain with shorts and t-shirt dripping blood over the floor. Today I fucked up by opening my BF's roommate's bedroom door. 4-ish years ago I started seeing a guy who worked in the same industrial park that I did. He was 28, I was 21. After a few dates, I visited his apartment in a building nearby to watch some movies. When we arrived he showed me around. The bathroom, his bedroom, the living room. Then there was another door. He told me he recently let a friend stay with him between places, that he's currently in the process of moving out, and to not go in there. Okay, cool. Got it. Never thought about it again. This isn't my apartment, I don't care what's going on behind there. Things were going good between us. We kept it casual, seeing each other once or twice a week. We kept this casual pattern for a few months and the relationship grew into a more comfortable partnership. I started staying over more often, and began wanting to do my part in keeping a tidy house. He was always adamant that I never lift a finger, and did all the dishes himself. He got me every drink and snack, did all the vacuuming, etc. One day after work, I wanted to surprise him with a home-cooked 3-course meal. I was off work an hour before him. He was aware I was going over to his place to wait for him, didn't know about the dinner. I went shopping, and lugged all the groceries up 3 stories. When I arrived, he wasn't home yet but I had a key, given weeks ago, to let myself in. The fridge was surprisingly bare. There were a few dishes dirty in the sink and a few clean ones on the drying rack. I took it upon myself to wash the dirty dishes, and afterward put the others away. I started opening cupboards, familiarizing myself with the layout. That was my first mistake. If the cupboard wasn't entirely empty, it was filled with garbage. I mean takeout bags, junk food wrappers, empty containers, and dozens of pizza boxes. Almost hundreds. Out of about 16 cupboards, above and below, 4 held pantry items and kitchen utensils. The rest were empty or tetraset with garbage. Needless to say, I was overwhelmed. It didn't smell like rotten food, there were no signs of something like this. I feel like I was blindsided. It made me question everything he has ever said. I remembered the few white lies I caught him in, and the big lie about his father's suicide attempt, confirmed by his sister to be entirely fabricated. Suddenly I remembered the roommate story. Since we met, I hadn't heard a thing about this former roommate. Not a story, not a name, not anything. So obviously that's my next step. Did I feel bad about it? I was crossing a boundary, sure. But at this point, the entire relationship felt a million miles away. It felt like it was built on lies. I felt betrayed and a little stupid. I knew I'd hate myself if I found out later. So I opened the door to the spare room. Yep, mountains of garbage. Mountains. With a path. Each corner was a mound of empty pop cans, bottles, pizza boxes, garbage bags. No furniture. Just a million pieces of garbage and the smell of mold. Could barely see the floor. The same kind of garbage that filled the kitchen cupboards. Not the garbage of a roommate that left months ago. I felt bad for him. Obviously he had something going on mental health wise because that's not something normal people do. I just went on about my evening. I waited for him, made dinner and brought it up gently at the end of the day. I hate confrontation. He was immediately upset and screaming/crying and attempted to gaslight me into thinking I was in the wrong. He tried to tell me I was the cause of throwing him into a hissy fit, and none of this would be happening if I didn't want to be considerate and make him dinner. It's my fault for finding it, not his fault for hiding it from me. It ended with him crying and refusing to talk to me. Easiest breakup ever. And yes, there were 2 sets of dumpsters on the property. 2 for garbage and 4 for various recycling. Today I fucked up by getting violently lost in a 10-level fire escape at my work and getting yelled at. Happened exactly 40 minutes ago. For context settings, I work in an enormous, and I mean stupidly large hospital facility. It isn't that tall for a major hospital, but it is very, very long and spans for what feels like miles. I am also prone to panic attacks when getting lost at places, or getting yelled at for any reason. You can blame that on my traumatic childhood. After getting ready for work, on a Monday, I jump in my car and totally forget that my lanyard wasn't in my periphery. Usually, when my badge isn't in my car, I always try to locate it. However, this morning I didn't. I was a complete moron and took the chance to trust that it was in my purse or some shit. The second I drive up to the parking garage, I look up to try to spot my lanyard and it is gone. It's not hanging out of my purse, between my boot-tight cheeks, under my seat, in my lap or anywhere. At this point I fully believe it got swallowed by the oblivion of unknown, and probably is next to the pile of socks that go MIA every week from my dryer. Oh well, this has happened to me before so I don't sweat. I press the call button on the voice box and the attendant on the other end says, "Forgot your badge?" In a jokey way, I welcome the humor and say yeah, and I feel like an idiot now. She says not to worry and happily lets me park my car to go up to my 7th floor office. I am a part of HR/business, so that's why I am situated up so high, but this point of the story, all is still okay. I'm a little peeved that I let myself lose my badge, but whatever, such is life. The biggest, most annoying and fucking idiotic thing that I do is at this moment. All of the elevators that I have ever taken all have needed a badge to access. I could have called my office, let them know I will be up soon, then waited for another worker to help, but no. Along with my badge, I left my brain cells at home, too. So I decided to just walk around until I could find some good old stairs. The second I see stairs I bolted an open and unlocked door to a never-ending, long and wide as fuck fire escape, like seen in some backrooms horror videos. Want to know a horrific fact? Those stairs also lead to our government-funded partnering hospital, the VA hospital. An even bigger facility that any new, lost employee could enter and never realize they stumbled into a new organization for their first day of work. Every single door in the entire staircase is blocked behind a badge reader. I walk up and down furiously in an attempt to find some human contact to help me, and people are nowhere. Every single door from ceiling to ground is not usable to me because I don't have a badge. I grow more pissed off and afraid, but try to stay super nice while making fun of my stupid mistakes, calling an operator to try to unlock a door for me, but any level of chill drains away while the operator is now vehemently grilling my shit for getting lost. This lady has unmistakable hate in her voice, a level of anger I didn't know this woman was even capable of. A level of malice that would make Satan hide away in fear. I start getting pissed off, myself, and shut her up by saying I am trapped with no ability to leave. These doors are not accessible to the public or any employee who does not have a map. There is no signage to help people from getting lost. I am at the 2nd level near the public elevators. Get someone to help me now. I think this scared her a little and she says okay, I have someone that will help you, thanks. And say thank you, and she ends the call. As I type this, I am trying to figure out how the hell to remedy this situation for the next, even more confused employee. She must have told the security guard that I was a massive bitch, or really, really scared out of my mind, or remembered that I could enter employment for insubordination, because this man was the sweetest, most helpful person in the facility. As I am vibrating with panic and anger from being basically screamed at, a sweet middle-aged man yells out from the damn near ceiling, making me wonder if I died and this was the voice of God. He says, "Hello, are you okay, you/the little Norsk?" I respond back by saying yes, I'm coming up, hold on a second. In my normal, chipper attitude. I find him, thank him as if he is the angel Gabriel escorting me to heaven. He leads me out of the cursed, Keter SCP staircase with his own badge and makes sure I get to my department okay. I get to my office, lock the door and have the biggest panic attack of the century. Regaining my cool, I stick my fingers in my purse, trying to locate my purse fan to calm down, and what do I find? My fucking badge.